if God has promised us and we have been waiting for the promise of God to be fulfilled, and the promises are not fulfilled, there's a way we activate the promises of God. God has promised you good health. God has promised you financial breakthrough. God has promised you a marriage. God has promised you children. God has promised you a lot of things. But you discover that you have been waiting on the promises of God, but the promises are not coming. Do you not wonder what makes the promises to be delayed? That's what I want to talk about. How to activate the promises of God. The Bible is telling us clear in the book of 2 Corinthians chapter 1 verse 20 to say all the promises that God has promised us are yes and amen. So there is no promise that God has promised that can never come to pass. Any promise that God has promised, it has to come to pass. And you should hear it loud and clear. The Bible is saying all the promise, not some promise. The Bible is saying all the promises that God has promised are yes and amen. The word yes, it means they are established. And the word amen, it means let it be so, like that, forever and ever. Nobody and nothing can change the promises of God. What God has promised over your life, nothing can stop it. The promises of God are not temporal. The promises of God are permanent. If God has promised that he will bless you, no matter how long it will take, definitely God will bless you. A promise, listen to this carefully. The promise of God can be delayed, but not be denied. Do you get that? The promise of God can be delayed, not be denied. It can delay to come upon your life, but not be denied.